All right, guys, in question number 7 and 8, I am told that this is a geometric sequence, and I'm supposed to go ahead and write out the explicit formula that describes this, and then I'm going to use that explicit formula to find the 10th term. So there's two things: write the formula and then find the 10th term. I know it's geometric because I'm told so. I'm going to go ahead and check it, though. So if I take 7 and I multiply that by 3, I get 21. Again, if I want to find the common ratio, it's probably better to go the other way, right? Start with the 189 and divide it by the previous term. When I take the 189 and I divide that by 63, I get 3. When I take the 63 and I divide by 21, I also get 3, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. So my common ratio, R, is 3, and my first term, a sub 1, is 7. So what I have here is a geometric sequence. I'm going to go write down the rule, right? It's a sub n, the nth term. Any nth term will be the first one, 7 times 3 raised to the power of n minus 1. So that's my explicit formula, and I'm going to plug in to find what the 10th term would be. So I have a sub 10. The 10th term will be 7 times 3 raised to the 10 minus 1 power. 10 minus 1 is 9. Let me grab my calculator here for the screen. Clear it, and I'll bring it over here where we can look at it. I'll put it right here. So let's evaluate this expression, right? I realize some of you aren't aware of how you deal with exponents on the calculator. So I'm going to go ahead and type 7 times 3, and I'm going to raise that to the power of, that's this button right here. It's this little arrow that points upward, and it'll look like that on the screen. 7 times 3 to the, and if you want to do the expression, you need to put parentheses around it, but I just, 10 minus 1 is obviously 9. So this is 7 times 3 to the 9th power. I press enter. It's a pretty large number, right? The 10th term in this sequence would have to be 137,781. Let's take a look at number 8. Number 8, again, is a geometric sequence because I'm told so right here. I hope the person who wrote this isn't lying to me. Boy, there's not a lot of room there for writing. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go backwards, see if I can figure out the common ratio, right? So if I take 1 divided by 48, and I divide that by, and I'm going to open parentheses here, 1 divided by 24, I get it's a half. It's probably easier to look at that, right? Come back up here. If I go this way, right, 6 times a half is 1/12. 1/2 times, or 1/12 times 1/2 is 1/24. 1/4 times 1/2 is 1/48. So each time I'm multiplying by another factor of 1/2. And my first term is 1/6. So I'll write this down here. My first term, a sub 1, is the number 1/6. And my common ratio is 1/2. So the explicit rule for number 8, I should try and, here's the explicit rule for number 7, and here's the function. The explicit rule for number 8 is and you know what, I should be using G for geometric. That's what our textbook does. I'll use that. The ninth, or the nth term of the geometric sequence is equal to the first term, 1/6 times, and I'm going to take 1/2 and raise that to the n minus 1 power. So there we go. That's the explicit rule that'll generate this sequence. Now let's see if we can find the 10th one in that sequence. So I'm looking at 1/6 times 1/2 raised to the 9th power if I do the subtraction first. I'm going to grab the calculator again and go ahead and enter 1/6. So 1 divided by 6 equals that number, that decimal, and I'm going to multiply that times 0.5, and I'm going to raise that 0.5 to the, to the, there we go, raised to the power of 9. And that gives me this. And it is in scientific notation, and we're going to deal with this, right? This is, if I write it down as it appears on the screen, this equals 3.25 approximately times 10 to the negative fourth power. So that means that this decimal place needs to move for this direction if I want to write this in standard form. So this equals 0.12325. So this is the number right here, and again you can see I moved the decimal 4 places to the left. I have no idea if this calculator will allow me to turn this into a fraction. I'm going to try it. No, I think the TI-84s do a better job at that. But anyways, I'll take either answer, a fraction or this decimal approximation.